What is going on, guys? Money Webby here, back again on Thursday. Got a nice 5-game slate here tonight. I got it broken down for you with 6 of my favorite plays on the slate, my money 6. So before we get going, slap up that like button if you're enjoying the content. And if you want to see it come your way every single day, let's try to get over 100 likes again in this video. Thank you for all the support. Yesterday, had some solid plays. Steph Curry and Gobert, both of their things, both went off. The rest of the plays, Julius Randle was pretty good, but he kind of got screwed over with Mirotic catching fire. So that took away like 10 minutes away from him because Mirotic kind of stuck around with the starters. And then D'Angelo Russell, same thing happened to him. Spencer Dinwiddie caught fire, so he took away minutes from D'Angelo Russell. So some tough luck there. The value play is Shelvin Mack, honestly, was balling out, but I don't know why they only gave him 16 minutes in that game. I don't know if the Grizzlies hate him now or something, but he was playing really well, and they just didn't give him the extra run that I was hoping for. Then Ish Smith, he got a little bit of extra run, but he kind of struggled with the shot, so he didn't really come to fruition with the value. But let's just hop into this slate. Let's see if we can have some better luck. First guy up, Jokic. 10,600, a dream matchup going against the Bulls. They struggle a lot against centers, and their starting center Wendell Carter Jr. just got hurt. So whoever they decide to go to in the starting lineup, I'm assuming it's Bobby Portis. It's going to be someone that's going to struggle, I think, against Jokic in this matchup. So at 10,600, he is up a little bit in price, but for good reason. He's been super aggressive on the offensive end, filling it up every category, getting a ton of assists and also putting up some more shots. I mean, he almost had a triple-double in the same matchup earlier in the year. He had 60 DraftKings points in that one. So I think he could have another huge game. If this game stays close, I think it should, honestly. I think the Bulls have enough pieces to keep it close enough, especially if Bobby Portis enters the starting five. I feel like their offense could be a little bit more deadly with like 4 guys that can contribute an offense with Markkanen, Portis, Chris Dunn, and Levine. I feel like they could keep it close. So at 10,600, Jokic, he's going to go off. I'm going to go ahead and lock him in there as my first guy. Then Kemba Walker. Risky play here, but an extremely good matchup. An uptick in, not usage, an uptick in pace. Should be fairly high scoring. They just matched up, actually, the other day, but it was a back-to-back for the Hornets, so it was lower scoring. But now that both teams are nice and rested up here, the Hornets had a nice 2 days off, so Kemba Walker can definitely get some extra run in this game, and I think he can reach, if I could talk correctly, I think he can reach that good upside that we've seen on the year. He had 52 DraftKings points the other night in a tough matchup. He had 64 against Washington, 47 against Brooklyn, but he hasn't consistently reached that upside recently because they've had some games that have turned into blowouts. A few of them, he only had 27 minutes due to the blowout. And then Kemba Walker, he hasn't been filling it up in the other categories as much, but I feel like he can see a little bit of positive regression with that and get a few more rebounds and assists. I mean, he had 38 DraftKings points in the same matchup the other night, but he only had 1 rebound and 4 assists. I feel like he can get a few more rebounds and maybe 1 or 2 or 3, hopefully more assists there. And just be able to do enough here to get around 45 to 50 DraftKings points. So I'm going to go ahead and lock him in there as my second guy. Then I'm going to go with Serge Ibaka here at 6,500 with Kawhi and Kyle Lowry out. Someone's going to have to step up in this game. I think it's going to be Serge Ibaka. You should see a nice uptick in usage, and it's a really good matchup going against the Suns team and DeAndre Ayton, who's still not polished fully on defense. He does struggle. And Serge Ibaka, I think he'll be like the first or second option in this game with those two big dogs out, Lowry and Kawhi in this game. So not much to it. Phoenix, not a good defensive team. 2 big forces in the Raptors offense out. So Serge Ibaka, he's going to step up and get it done. So I'm going to go ahead and lock him in there. And we're going to stick with that same Raptors team. Got to stick with that value. Van Vliet, he should enter their starting lineup. I mean, they already priced him up a little bit, kind of assuming that Kyle Lowry would be out at 5,400. But still, I like the price. Like I said, Phoenix, they struggle a lot defensively, specifically against point guards and against centers. That's why I'm going with Serge Ibaka and Van Vliet. I think Van Vliet can get some good stats here. The point guard role for the Raptors does typically get a good amount of assists because they're kind of the facilitator in this offense. So Van Vliet can just score over 10 points in the field and get those helpful assist and kind of rebound numbers, I think he can get over 30 DraftKings points, honestly, in this game. So I'm going to go ahead and lock him in there as my fourth guy. Then we're going to go with Marvin Bagley, another guy that does have some risk involved to him, but he is trending up recently. If you look at his few games that he's been back, like it's been a constant uptick in kind of just minutes and a shot. So the first game back wasn't very aggressive, 2 for 7, kind of struggled. His second game back, 4 for 5, very efficient, played really well in that game against Detroit. And then against Charlotte, he got 25 minutes in the same matchup. I got 26 DraftKings points. He was 1 rebound off the double-double. And Charlotte also does play a little bit smaller, so that can definitely give him some more minutes. And then the last game against Portland, he did foul out, but he had a nice 13 and 11, and he played a lot better than Belikia did in that game against reverse Belly. I'm just going to call him Belly. So Bagley, think he can start stealing a few more minutes again here versus Belly, who's been very cold recently. He's a very hot and cold player. So if he really struggles, Bagley could get closer to 27 minutes or so in this game and reach that a good upside that he has. He does return a lot of fantasy points per minute when he is out there. If you just look at his stats on the year, 22.6 minutes, 24.3 DraftKings points on average. So averaging more than 1 DraftKings point per minute. And it's a really good spot here against the Charlotte Hornets, a team that does struggle against power forward. So I'm going to go ahead and lock him in there as my fifth guy. Then we're going to go with Bobby Portis. Like I mentioned, I'm assuming he'll enter the starting lineup. I might have to update this play if he is not in the starting lineup. But even if he isn't, he might see some run or some extra run off the bench. It depends kind of who starts. Like if Robin Lopez starts, he does kind of match up better against Jokic, I would say, based on size. But like I said, I feel like they don't really want to do that. They want to see what Bobby Portis has. And Robin Lopez seems like he is not a part of the Bulls' future. So I would imagine Bobby Portis gets closer to some starter minutes in this game. And at 4,600, a nice little value considering that. And against the Nuggets team that they're going to be up a good amount, I think, in this game. And the Bulls have to be coming from behind. So Bobby Portis, I think, can be a guy that steps up. And when he is on, he has some big-time performances. I mean, he is another hot and cold player here. Shot 1 for 11 last game. But I think he can bounce back nicely and put on a big performance here. So at 4,600, nice value for a guy that could get close to 30 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and lock him in there as my final guy. So 4,500 remaining per player. Still doable to fill it out. You got Kemba, Van Vliet, Serge Ibaka, Jokic, Marvin Bagley, and Bobby Portis. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Definitely follow me on Twitter at MoneyWebby. Might have to update plays if anything changes. Like a big thing just kind of came out with Embiid being questionable in this game. So if Embiid is out, that would really help out a guy like Jimmy Butler, who's really pressed down because he hasn't been doing that much next to Embiid. Because Embiid is such an aggressive and kind of active part of that offense. So that would open up a lot of shots, especially for a guy like Jimmy Butler, who I think would be the primary benefactor of that if Embiid is out. So at 6,800, I would definitely love him in that spot. So definitely keep an eye on that. Hit that like button if you enjoyed the video, got anything out of value here. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already to continue to get these videos every single NBA slate. So good luck here tonight. Hope you guys kill it, and we'll see you back here again next time.